Back from the banks of the St. Lawrence, the Five Stripes return home for a double home match stand. We first get geared up for NYCFC. That's Jason Longshore. I'm Joe Fryhofer. This is your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. Jason, we walk away from Quebec 1-0. The final score on that one felt like a tale of two different halves. We were just discussing this in the 55th minute, leading all the way until, and then the exit of Stian Gregerson for a double yellow in this match.
Yeah, the evolution of this game was really interesting. Montreal's tactics were fascinating with the way they were getting wing backs inside, center backs outside. Very difficult to deal with at times. I think they pinned Atlanta in defensively, but credit to the Five Stripes defense, they weren't really giving up dangerous chances in the first half. The expected goals for both teams was really similar with a wide disparity in shots. So then you get to the second half and it starts great for Atlanta United. And we had a chance to talk to Rob Valentino about this, and they made some adjustments. They pushed their lines a little bit higher. They were a little more aggressive. They had the better of the play. The goal comes after a turnover and a good transition moment from Montreal that Atlanta isn't able to defend. It's a good goal. Then a couple minutes later, you get the second yellow on Stian Gregerson, and you're playing with 10. Takes a little while to adjust. Didn't really like either yellow card, to be honest, on Gregerson. They're both kind of, you don't want to say soft because you can justify both of them, but they're both on the lighter end of the scale. And it ends up creating a situation where not just Atlanta plays with 10 in Montreal, but then you miss him for this match on Wednesday. But full credit to the group of players, full credit to the coaching staff for finding ways after that, a man down, to make Montreal be on the defensive. Montreal is making defensive substitutions. Montreal is dropping numbers back. They were just clearing the ball. And Atlanta played their best portions of the match with 10.
Brad Guzan standing on his head, 6 saves in total on this match, kept the Five Stripes in it towards the very end.
Yeah, gave Atlanta chances to get something out of this game, and that's what you're asking for out of your goalkeeper in these moments, because a man down, you're gonna give up more chances. If Montreal's able to exploit that, they're gonna be able to find some good looks at goal, and Brad Guzan shut the door regularly. The back line adjusted. You had to take more chances. We saw Derek Williams pushing way up the field, and Noah Cobb was kind of the free safety at times, the only one defending. I thought Cobb did some really good things in those moments where it's not going to show up on a stat sheet, but he was able to delay the play enough to allow guys to get back and help. The question now, without Gregerson going into Wednesday night against New York City, what do you do with the back line? Because Cobb is away with the CONCACAF U20 championships with the US. Gregerson is suspended. You do have Matt Edwards, who is into the first team roster now. He can play center back, but you're a couple numbers down. Does it mean you go back to a line of 4? Do you stay with 3 center backs and have one as cover off the bench? Do you have to move a Ronald Hernandez inside and then figure out your wing back position if you stay with 3? You've got a lot of different ways to play it, but I'm not sure which one the coaching staff is going to opt for, really without time to work on it on the training ground because of the schedule.
Nick Cushing and company comes to MBS on Wednesday for 7:30 kickoff. Now let's touch on their side. It's been one engine in that attack for them. Santiago Rodriguez, 8 goals, 7 assists so far on the year for him. A big key for the Five Stripes. However that back line might be for us, stop Santiago.
Yeah, he's one of the most talented players in the league. He's a guy that I've always enjoyed watching, and wherever you put him, he can play as a 10, he can play as a winger who cuts inside. He is the guy that you have to know where he's at all times. The ball turns over, you have to make sure that you're finding out where he is. Is he kind of drifting away from the play? Is he dropping back to get on the ball? He's capable of both, and that's what's so difficult to deal with. If you can shut him down, there's not a lot of other guys on this team that are creating in the way that he does. They have a good base with Keaton Parks, with James Sands in that midfield. They have a solid goalkeeper right now in Matt Freese, who's really taken that #1 job. But on the attacking side, it's so much about what Santiago Rodriguez does. You've got to try to find a way to keep him quiet.
7:30 kickoff through the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Jason Longshore, Mike Conti will have your call for a back-to-back stretch from Mercedes-Benz Stadium with all of the Gulch, every single 17 behind us as we continue this playoff push.
As always, you can listen on 92.9 The Game, you can listen on the Odyssey app, but for home games, if you're not in the building, you can listen to us on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass. You go to the audio menu right before kickoff and choose the home team radio option.
That's Jason Longshore. I'm Joe Fryhofer. This has been your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. 17s to home, sweet home we go.